No! God, please, no! No! No!
Testing, testing. Hello, hello. All right, there we go. Welcome back to the show, guys. My goodness. Technical difficulties right out the gate. And you know what that is. You absolutely know what that is. The enemy is alive. He is real, but he's also a liar. And, you know, it's a bit petty. He can only do little things like this just to get under our skin, but we're not going to let him do that. That's not going to happen today. I'm too blessed, and I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the show. This is David Minnie, the Samoan Watchman. Good evening, good morning, whatever it is for you. Just finished checking in on a stream from Brother Steve out there in Hawaii. You know, it was fun to watch them uh, literally get swept away by the waves while they're setting up their tent and cooler on the beach. Uh, Told you guys to move, man. I saw water coming, but it's all good. Anyways, for all the rest of you, man, thanks for being here. This is the Samoan Watchman, where we talk about all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on. You know, I'm just here to point it out and ask questions because things don't add up, and when they don't add up, I get to asking questions and figure I might as well put it out there on video and you know, get some people involved in the conversation. So definitely a lot of technical difficulties going on today. I don't know what's going on if it's the computer. Definitely, I mean, I upgraded the internet. I think it's just my computer being old, and you know, as things were coming through clearly on the stream, but it wasn't showing up on my computer. So we'll figure it out. We will figure it out if it's a StreamYard issue or if it's a computer issue. I think it's the computer. But either way, how you guys doing? Hope you guys had a blessed week. It is about to be Sunday, and most of you guys starting off the week. Well, some of y'all started yesterday, some of y'all Friday, but most of everybody gonna be starting tomorrow. A brand new week. You know, let me know what your plans are, and um, you know, I definitely had a couple bumps in the road this past week, but I stay optimistic. I stay faithful, and I'm always looking to our Creator, God, Yahweh, Yahuwah, whatever you call Him. I always trust in Him that you know He always got my back, no matter what setbacks I might face in my life. I'm eternally grateful to the Lord God, and I try to make sure that I keep my head on right, that I don't worry, that I don't fret, that things are still going to work out like they always do, you know, when God gets involved. So, shout out to all the new subs, all the new subscribers. I do apologize. I'm a bit unorganized here. Um, there's some stuff I wanted to share that I don't think I'm going to get to, and there's stuff I want to share that I'm sure I'm going to forget by the time I get to it. But I do want to say, you know, to all our new subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in and for subscribing. I remember we met up in the chat of someone else's live stream, which is primarily where I find all my subs. Um, or maybe you came across by word of mouth by someone else. I got a few people that pushed me up throughout the week and the show and the things that we cover here. Again, to go in a little bit into not too much detail, but I am a watchman, you know, and so I'm here to view the way people are living life, and you know, if there's things that are questionable or shady or against the will of God, you know, I'll be there to point it out and to encourage those to turn away from it, to repent. And the word repent we're going to cover today. Hopefully I don't forget. um, but along the way I found out that this new technology that we are using is definitely being used by the enemy, and definitely being weaponized. As you can clearly see, everything was running just fine on my computer until I go live, and maybe it's an issue with the computer. It could be. Who knows? But one thing I know for certain is that the enemy lives on this virtual reality realm, this spectrum, this whatever you want to call it, AI. The enemy is present, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the enemy there, present in our new technology, and you know what it is. They can be petty and quite mischievous in nature, but as long as we know who the Redeemer is, that is Jesus Christ, Yeshua, that they fear him. The enemy fears him. And as long as you have a strong relationship with Jesus Christ, do know that that you are safe, that you are protected, that you are loved, that you are on the winning side. That victory comes to our side, that is in God, that is with God, on God's side. And yeah, there's nothing really to worry about. So whatever it is that you're stressing about, just know that in the end we have the victory, right? And so made a couple of encouragement videos this week, and was glad to shoot that off. Please check those out, and it will encourage you to take the victory. To claim victory in the spiritual realm, and as we fight our battles every day, do know that there's a spirit behind it, and that the fight is not carnal, but it is definitely spiritual. Let's see what else. I should have had a Bible verse ready for y'all, but again, I want to make myself available as a prayer warrior. So if there's anybody out there that has something that they need it, to share, if you need somebody to pray for you, I would definitely love to be that person for you. And would love to to pray for you and offer up your needs to our Most High, for He's the all-knowing, all-powerful God, and He can definitely help you out. So do not forget that your benefits with God is what we learned about last Sunday in church, and I want to share that with you today. All right, but this channel, we go through things that are questionable, things that I see, and definitely I'm going to be making segments of the show to break down the different things. Like, we're going to cover some of the stuff that's weird in the news. I mean, I know for sure that, I don't watch the news, but I get news feeds everywhere through my email, through apps, through my browser. And, the headlines there I find interesting because most people are so stuck under this grand deception that they follow the news, and they're like when they meet up with their friends and family, they're all about talking about what the news was talking about. And I'm like, nah, man, you got to get away from that. That's all a distraction. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here to point those distractions out. I'm going to cover a little bit of that today. Let's see, what else do I cover? I also cover a little bit of Mandela effect. I'm still, a newbie when it comes to the Mandela, but I do have some things that I've come across on just, me searching and being online all the dang time. I'm always on YouTube. I'm always listening to podcasts. I'm always watching videos, trying to learn something. And that way I can try to help my audience as well. And so I found a little bit of what we call residue when it comes to the Mandela effect regarding the Bernstein Bears. I think some of it I might shared or talked about, but I was out as I was doing like a picture dump from my phone. I wanted to get rid of some stuff. I find that some of it is pretty intriguing, and I want to share with you guys some of the proof or the evidence, or what we call residue found in regarding the Mandela effect. So there's that. And mind probing. I definitely do a mind probing segment. The internet is weird, and I find that there are entities involved with this higher form of technology, and I find that it's trying to communicate somehow. And I know I don't even like saying things like that, but what I'm saying is that artificial intelligence is sort of a body for the disembodied spirits, is the way I feel. It really, this is what I accept as the truth, and this is my theory, that the enemy lives in this brand new technology. I'm gonna show you proof. I think I've already shared 100 examples personally of how the internet will somehow show me things through internet's commercials and through YouTube commercials, Facebook commercials, um, little banners on the side of websites that I'll be visiting that show me exactly things that I'm talking about. And here's the thing: as I was preparing throughout the week of some, just catching screenshots of those moments, as I was preparing to share today, some of it happened today. I even made a folder, a separate presentation of things that I've noticed just today. The last one was just as I was setting up this live presentation here today, as I was getting StreamYard ready. I got more evidence through Facebook of how the internet does, mind probing, right? Showing you things based on your thoughts. And I got it all here, you guys. I took screenshots, and sometimes I get screenshots quick enough. Sometimes I'll miss it. Sometimes I'll take a screenshot and I'll leave it in my photo gallery, and then I forget about it. And by the time I come around to it again, I'm like, why the hell did I screenshot that? I'm also show you some things like that, where I know I screenshotted it for a purpose, for a reason, to present this on this podcast and show you guys exactly how somehow my mind is being read here. But because I don't act fast enough, because I don't take notes as I should be, which is one of the things I promised myself that I would fix, but didn't. I end up forgetting why I took a screenshot. But I'm gonna show you some stuff. Let's start off with some Mandela effect, guys. If you're not familiar with the Mandela effect, be familiar with it. You got to look into it. Somehow, things are changing in reality. Now, if you don't know, the Berenstain Bears has been altered and changed. It's no longer spelled with Stein. It is now Stain. Right? It's one of the oldest Mandelas, one of the most common ones, and one of the ones that is most commonly the first Mandela effect noticed by people who now believe in the Mandela effect. And that is that the name of the Berenstain Bears has been changed and altered. I've showed some residue that I've discovered from the show Office, which is one of my favorite shows. With Oscar, right? Oscar, who went to a trivia game and they renamed their trivia team, right, based on whatever it is that you want to name. They become sort of a spoof of something that's actually real, and they named their trivia team. Instead of the Berenstain Bears, they were the Queerstein Bears, because they're all gay, right? Oscar, and he's a gay man, and he hangs out at a gang bar where they do trivia. And so it was funny that they spelled it the old way, the way that we remember, Stein, right? There you go. Jeffrey got it, right? Welcome, Jeffrey, to the show. Berenstain with Aein, right? And that's how Oscar from The Office named his trivia team Queerstein, right? The word queer and then Stein Bears. And that was the name of their team for their trivia game at the gay bar. Now, if they're a really smart group of individuals, right? They know trivia. They just know random things. And they're there in a competition for money. Why would you name your team, and spell it incorrectly, right? If the current name is Stain, why would you spell your team Stein? Right? It doesn't make sense. Especially, he's supposed to be a smart guy that knows things. He knows trivia. He should have picked up, or at least somebody in that bar should have picked it. There was like 100 people in there. Somebody should have picked it up and say, "Hey, you spelled your name wrong," but they didn't. So here I have, I'm still kind of new. I'm still kind of new to the Mandela effect and to this whole podcast realm. But one thing I started doing was started looking up the cartoon, because I don't remember I remember the books being there in school, but I didn't read them. I don't remember being a fan of them. I didn't read them. But I definitely remember that there was a cartoon, and the cartoon was kind of interesting. I watched it for a little bit, as a child. And so, but I don't remember anything about the Berenstain Bears. I don't know if they're farmers, whatever it is. YouTube, right? You go on YouTube and you start looking up stuff. I looked up the show, and when I was watching the show, it played the theme song of the Berenstain Bears, right? Well, now Berenstain Bears. But I went to the transcript, right? Because you can do that with YouTube. Any video now, you can go to the transcript where they have typed out the whole script or every word that is being used, for whatever video you're watching, right? Sorry, got food in my teeth. Yeah, so I go over there and I noticed that the captions that were coming up on the screen, because here's the thing: the actual item, the Berenstein Bears show, will change. However, any spoofs, any spin-offs will all be the original. So the script right here, let me see if I can blow that up. The script, if you can see right there, it says, oh, okay, no, that's Berenstein Bears right there. Boom. The song, she's saying the Berenstein Bears will find a way. All right, isn't that funny? The text is still there. All right, here's another example. The Berenstain, I didn't type that. That's a caption. The captions still pick up the original words that are being used. All right. So the Berenstain Bears, the Berenstain Bears, Berenstain Bears. Here, now it's spelled the Berenstain with the A. I thought that was interesting. So there's that for that Mandela effect. Now here's another one that you may know about with the Volvo, or non-Volvo, the Volkswagen. Right, Volkswagen has changed. The logo has been altered. So now there's a separation between the V and the W. The V's on the top, and the W's on the bottom in the circle logo. Right. So I was at the 4th of July parade, right, and a bunch of Volkswagen buses came by. And it was like a Volkswagen bus club. And I was like, cool, let me get some close-up shots. I had my camcorder with me and can zoom in pretty good. I said, let me zoom in and get a better view. And so this one had the brake in it. All right, this was one of the clearest shots that I was able to get. His mud flaps also had the VW with the brake in it. But this van right here, now this is just a couple clips from the parade. Just so you know, I didn't make that up. I didn't alter it. These are real cars that came by us. Where's that bus at? There we go. This guy, his logo was blocked, so I couldn't see it, but his mud flaps had the separation. There's the separation of the BMW. Sorry for making you dizzy. But let me get you this screenshot that I got here. Let me just make sure it's showing. Okay. This guy's logo has no separation. Now, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why his logo still shows the Volkswagen logo with no brake in the middle. I don't know what's going on here, but that's what it was. He did not have mud flaps or anything either, just like the other van did, but this guy had the original Volkswagen logo. I don't know how that works out. Pretty crazy, right? Let's see. Jeffrey says, I saw a Volkswagen ad today and it stuck out to me that the W didn't touch the bottom of the circle. The gap caught my eye. Absolutely. It doesn't make sense at all. I used to, my neighbor growing up, you know, we lived in an apartment with 4 units and only 2 were occupied. 2 were used as storage by the landlord. But my neighbor David, Was a single man who lived, he lived by himself, and every time he went to work, uh, I remember he would always leave the jazz music playing, like blasting in his apartment. But yeah, he had a brown Volkswagen bus, and I remember all the time, touching just the chrome parts of his van, just every time I walked by it, and the Volkswagen logo. I used to love looking at it. It was just a weird car, what I'm saying? It was a cool car to me. But yeah, I don't remember that break at all. Not at all. All right, so let's see. So that's what I got for the Mandela effect examples. Not too much, what I'm saying? Just wanted to show you some of the things that I came across lately. Now let's get into some of the well, let me do some strange news, right? And then we'll rapid fire this. Okay. And I'll start here. Just weird stuff that comes up to my weird stuff that comes up to my phone, like YouTube commercials that I find strange. And, because I'm into the stuff that I'm into, which is all the weirdness, I always get some weird commercials. But yeah, here is an advertisement for some skin commercial. And the reason why I got this advertisement, let me see here. The reason why I got this advertisement is because I have a skin condition, right? And because I have a skin condition, there's times where I need to like really moisturize and lotion up my skin because it gets really dry. So I got this weird commercial for serious skin. All right, but I just thought this lady was weird, man. If you're into the reptilians, I don't know why her eyes just seem like the cat eyes. All right, so that was strange to me. I did get these screenshots that came across me from a buddy of mine. I think it was on Twitter or something. But Eager Television, if you're watching, man, this right here is what we got to show that guy in your debate that you had last. I wish I could have joined you, but he was trying to say the satellites were real. Here's various examples of how most satellites are being held up by balloons, as NASA is the top buyer of helium. Right, and so here's some examples of some satellites crashing into people's backyards. All right, looks like I could have made this in my backyard. All right, here's a weird guy from one of the past shooting incidents. This man claimed that this girl right here, supposedly was shot in the shooting, and I don't know if I should be saying his words, but this girl was a victim. This man claims that it was his daughter, but yet there was another man who was also interviewed by the news, and he claimed that he was her father. All right, so we got two men claiming the same daughters. All right, the only way that could be possible if it was a dad and stepdad, but they both were showing pictures. They both were definitely emotionally distraught, and they're claiming the same child. Just weird stuff, just like the old S Hook situation, right? Here's an example of why I need to take down notes. I don't know why I screenshotted this guy or this one neither, except for that you need to stay away from Gaia. For those of you, this is a channel for baby truthers, for people that are just starting to question the narratives. You want to stay away from these guys. These guys definitely are not there to show you any kind of truth, but really just a corrupted version of it. Stay away from it. It's all BS. All BS. Nothing here is worth viewing. It's all there to distract you. Here's an example of this gentleman right here, right? The supposed president of the United States. And I thought this was weird. His earlobe is all weird. Now, this could be photoshopped. Who knows? But there's just too much on the weirdness of this guy to ignore. Here's an example why you need to stay away from Disney. Now, here's the thing. I talk about it all the time. Just stop watching all this Disney stuff. Stop watching the sports. I love Marvel. I love watching Marvel movies. They're pretty cool. I grew up watching Marvel or, into the comics and stuff like that. And so I understand how people can be so caught up in it. But this guy right here is just giving it to you straight that he, as he holds up the devil horns, symbology is real in this movie. There's so many things I want to break down in the past few Marvel movies. And here's the thing. If you can't stop watching it, you got to at least raise your awareness, because when awareness is key, it does help you a lot. When you are aware, the enemy cannot use this stuff as a footstool to take hold of you and your mind, and and really interfere with stuff. All right, and so I love Marvel, and I know that they're evil right now. They're doing some weird stuff, sharing all the bad narratives. They're pushing, two mothers and the gay agenda, and this magic stuff we got to stay away from. If you can't stop watching it, at least raise your level of awareness so that you can start to protect your children. Okay. Um, as you know, they are monitoring us many ways, by search results, by the camera that is on all the time, the microphone that is on all the time. They monitor you through things that you say, conversations that you're having. Um, and this one I thought was weird. As you know, that I'm sharing that the internet is also probing your thoughts and showing you, which I'm going to give you some examples. They are probing our thoughts and showing us things based on things that we think or physically touch, not necessarily things that we say or hear. Say that, or or search on the internet browser, right? But here, this is weird. I walked through the living room yesterday and the lights were off. Right, as I'm listening to YouTube, I keep YouTube on all the time. I'm telling you guys, and I use my earbuds and my headphones, and I'm always listening. And as I was walking through a dark living room to get to the restroom, this commercial pops up, and it was doing the same thing. It was a guy walking through the living room with a flashlight. It was a commercial for solar generating. It was about energy, right? Making sure that we can always have energy in our house. And it was funny that since I'm walking through a dark room, the gentleman in the commercial was doing the same thing. Before he cuts these lights on, he was saying that the power was out, and that's why he's walking through the living room in the darkness. As I'm doing the same thing, coincidence could be. Who knows? All right. I do search when I open up a new Google tab on my phone through the Chrome browser, and I just go through random news things that they want to show us. So I was thinking about these two things today, or not today, the day that I took these screenshots. It was talking about this crazy virus, and it was talking about Santa, as above, so below, more symbolism, because this guy is really Satan. Again, this is all going to be just a flashing, what do you call it? Rapid fire, right? Oh, here now. If you do not know this is very important, okay? And that is that the new AI technology harbors demons and maybe even Satan himself. There's something wrong with technology, right? Where it is messing with us, right? And so, especially those of us who are aware, for those of you for the people out there who aren't aware, which is my target audience, they're just going to live their life and just, it is what it is. They'll just be a part of the whole construct. They will be a part of the whole brainwashing, right? They're a part of that majority, unfortunately. The purpose of my channel is to help people to wake up. Whether I wake up one or two, it doesn't matter. It's worth my time and effort to help people wake up. You need to know that your technology is not for you. It seems like technology makes everything so much easier for you, but it's definitely not. It's there to separate you from God. It's there to keep you in sin. It's there to keep you from growing in knowledge, and to keep you from critically thinking. It's there to damage you. And it was funny how technology works against us, even in the smallest ways. And when you have the eyes to see, you will see it. See, a lot of you are going to hear what I'm saying. You're going to be like, that's just stupid. But if you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you will understand that demons are alive and well in this technology, right? And so here's something I shared the other day with Brother Scott. All right. And as I'm writing this, I was sharing this YouTube video, right? This YouTube video about this gentleman, which I need to break down some of his stuff with his concert lately. With the whole Jesus thing, and how this thorn crown is like supposed to be like Jesus. Oh, sorry, I wasn't screen sharing. It's supposed to be like Jesus, right? But this thing was made of diamonds, right? So Kendrick Lamar, apologize about that. All right, so here's my Facebook post, right? That's me, David Modeli Many. And here's me sharing a YouTube video about Kendrick Lamar. This is why you never mess with God. All right, and this is him straight blaspheming, portraying himself as the Christ, right, as the Messiah. And so my post was, I was sharing this video from YouTube, is they mock our king, let us repent and pray. And here goes Facebook saying, that word that you wrote right there is not a real word. You misspelled it. The word repent? Really? The word repent is a wrong word? That's not a real word? Wow. Right? And it says relent, tenant, reject. But that is crazy. It's not the first time either. I also typed, I was typing on my text message to my mother. She sent me something nice, and that's, like a nice message. And I said, thank you, Mom. All right. Thank you, Mom. MOM. Think about it. If you do the swiping on your keyboard, MOM. What came up on my screen, and I almost pushed send because I thought I was writing simply, thank you, Mom. It said, thank you, bitch. And I was like, wow, what the hell is this? Like, if you swipe your finger across your keyboard to spell mom, that's not even close to BITCH. You have to put some extra, maneuvers there on your screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you move your finger across to do a swipe typing from thank you, Mom, to thank you, bitch. Like, wow. Like, okay. I knew right away. It's okay. The enemy is definitely present in AI technology and is messing with people, messing with us. You might think it's funny. You might think I'm crazy saying this, but I'm telling you, this is real. All right. Here's another one. I wrote, trust your eyes. Right? Trust your eyes. But you know what it said when I first put trust your eyes? Think about it. How do you swipe your finger across your screen when you put the word eyes? EYE, like EYES. I'm doing the motion right here. Right? If this was your keyboard up here, EYES. That's the motion. Right? But this is the word that is suggested instead of eyes. Routers. Here's the motion for routers. ROUTES. All right, you got to make some stops, right, along the way. Trust your routers. For those of you that have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you know what I'm talking about here, right? 5G technology, very much alive. Trust your routers. When I was putting trust your eyes, because there were these gentlemen with Brian Stabley's show, I was telling them to trust your eyes because they were talking about flat earth. You can't trust other people, just trust what you see, right? Here's another example. As I was thinking about this stuff and I was going to McDonald's and doing a mobile order on the app. Yeah, I know we're not supposed to be eating McDonald's, right? But I was thinking about what my next podcast episode was gonna be, and I was thinking about the AI technology being evil. And as I was thinking that, here I get this code for my mobile order, EV66. Am I stretching? Am I really stretching for this answer? Or what do you think? I think it's pretty weird. That is pretty weird. All right. So that's it for that folder. Now let's get into some fun stuff, right? I like to share about the mind probing, right? And how the brain, right? The mind is an awesome, valuable thing, right? That should not be wasted. And here is the internet showing me things based on my thoughts, right? So I have issues with my legs, right? My feet, I got gout all along my legs. What's up, Independent Mary? Independent Minnie, welcome. It was good to see you over there at Steve's channel. It was a cool stream. They cut it short today, so I figured, you know what, I was gonna do it again and tell myself let's just do it tomorrow. But yeah, I would have kicked myself in the morning. So, anyways, I was having issues with my legs. Now I don't go searching about it, but YouTube, because of the mind probing that exists with the new technology and the new frequencies, all this new waves coming out, new wave technology, and also, do be aware that we are headed to 60 gigs, It's right around the corner. Some of it might already be here, might already be active. And let me tell you that there are hotels that, since the pandemic, have been hurting and been emptied out, right? Here listening but sleepy. And welcome. Appreciate you being here, Wenzen. Yeah, I'm sleepy too. I was gonna call it a day, but I'm gonna just come up here, put some content up. But yeah, definitely appreciate you being here and helping out with the support. Um, so with the whole psyop that's been going on the past couple of years, right? Hotels have been emptied out, and let me tell you what I noticed. And I'm here in Los Angeles. Major construction going on. Major construction going on. Freeways all over have had segments of the freeways that were taken down for construction. And I figured, okay, maybe it's because there's going to be less traffic because people are not working right now. People are working from home. They're working remotely. So maybe this is a good chance to do construction if I needed to really do some construction, right? Which I just read right now. There's a freeway by my house, 210, that's going to be shutting down for some construction. And I figured, and I said, that's funny because exactly what I'm about to tell you about right now. Most freeways out here in Los Angeles had to go through some changes, and I'm major changes that took months. Shutting down freeways. There's a project on the freeway that takes months. That's a big project. And the 210, I do not remember them touching the 210. But however, as I'm getting ready to prepare this presentation to you today, I read that the 210 freeway is finally getting shut down for some work. Right? I was like, wow, how funny is that? Anyways, freeways were shut down for construction and they were brought down to one lane, 50 miles an hour. Now 4 lanes to 5 lanes to 1 lane. How did I get that big old hair in my mouth? That was weird. And major construction in the streets, right? Here's another thing I noticed because I spent 1 week in a hotel to study. All right, my wife put me in a hotel. She's like, just focus on your work, right? So I was in a hotel for a week during the time of this whole psyop going on, and it was pretty much empty to most regular patrons. However, the hotel was filled with a company who rented out, I don't know how many, maybe 60 to 80% of the hotel, and they were cell tower workers, right? They had their whole fleet of trucks all up in the parking lot. They were all cell tower workers, and they were foreign. Some of them were from Canada, some were from France, some were from Mexico. And I got to meet some of them as I walked around, taking little breaks and walks and stuff like that. But yeah, how did I get into that? Oh, as I was thinking about this right here. All right, so my legs. Yeah, I don't know. That's a segue. Anyways, I have issues with my legs, right? My feet, I have gout. And lately, my legs, I've been having this certain pain in my thigh. And so I get this commercial right here, right? For some weird device that pretty much removes all the pain from your legs, right? So here's her after hiking or something. She puts on these boots or sleeves that go all the way up to the upper thigh area, and it's supposedly it heals your legs from fatigue, any pain in the muscles and the joints. And it's funny because as I was experiencing this kind of pain, here goes AI technology suggesting these solutions to me without me having to ask. All right, now to me, I figured these things need to just shut up and leave us alone. I don't know if I share some of this stuff. But anyway, a few days ago, I was going through like major laundry work, right? I'm doing laundry for the family. And I was going through one load after another, all right? And by the second load, here comes YouTube sharing me Earthwash, right? Wrap around the world 5 times. It was saying stop using these bottles, these big plastic jugs, which is what we use for laundry. This is what our soap comes in. And it was saying, why don't you use Earthwash? While keeping your clothes cleaner than ever, saying save the environment from global warming. Again, there goes the narrative. And these are strips, right? Powerful water-soluble detergent strips, which sounds like a great idea, I'm just saying. You didn't have to read my mind though and invade my privacy to show me this commercial. I would have been, a fan of it just if you were just show, anybody. And it's just weird that as I'm doing laundry, the phone somehow knows, maybe because there's an entity behind this AI technology, and it suggests this stuff to me to read these, get these detergent strips and wash laundry with it. Right, here's more commercials saying, it's plastic free. You won't have to use the big old jugs no more. Right, more examples of that. Here's another example of AI technology showing me stuff or advertising things to me based on things that I touch inside the store. And I'm going to do an experiment in the very near future. I'm going to walk, and this happened twice in the same store. I'm going to walk into a store with a list of things. I'm going to make a list of maybe 5 to 10 items, and I'm going to walk in there and purposely touch these things, right? Or I'll think about things as I walk by and come out and screen record and show you guys in real time how YouTube will show me commercials based on things that I look at or touch inside of a store. It's happened twice now, so now I'm a little bit more curious. I was at this dollar store, it's an Asian dollar store called QQ, and they got everything, man. They have everything you could think of, right? And so I went in there just, to grab a few things, and I saw Dawn, right? I saw Dawn laundry soap, not laundry soap, dish soap, right? And it was the big bottles and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? Nah, we still got a lot of soap. I'll leave it alone. Get that another time. And as I was walking to the car, I get this commercial, right? 10:54 in the morning, I get this commercial. Try Dawn Easy Squeeze. Now, I didn't say anything out loud about Dawn. I didn't look it up. I didn't say, oh man, is there a better bottle I can squeeze? No, I just, was thinking in my head, and I touched the bottle, and I thought maybe I should get it because, we use this kind of laundry soap. I keep saying laundry soap. We use this dishwashing soap, and we might need some more. But I knew that we had the big jug over here on our sink, so I was like, yeah, I'll leave it alone. And as I'm walking out the store, boom, here comes this commercial. Try Dawn Easy Squeeze. AI technology, man, it's just reading my thoughts. It knows what I'm touching. It knows what I'm looking at. Moving on. So yesterday I was at the park with my children, and we had some pizza, a little bit of soda, and I let them play in the playground. And walking out of the park towards the car, I passed by a couple guys who were sharp, and in my business we do something called prospecting. And prospecting means, you see somebody sharp, you want them in your business, go ahead and offer them an opportunity. Go talk to them, see if they're looking for work, see if they keep their options open to make an extra income. And it's called prospecting because you're prospecting people to be a part of your business. You want them in your business, you want to recruit them, and that's what it is, right? But lately I've been struggling with the whole idea, and I passed by this guy, and I thought, man, I need to get this guy's number, or I can invite him to church, so maybe I can do that. And for some reason, I just had sort of this mental block. I couldn't do it. Right? Something was holding me back, and I was so pissed at myself because I used to be an expert. I used to be able to just approach anybody at any time, like, hey, you looking for an opportunity? I could do it so well. It was so easy for me. But lately, I've been struggling. Jeffrey says I had a lot of that a lot of that a couple years ago, but it seems like they toned it down. Too many people were noticing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's what you're spot on with that, Jeffrey. It seems like the effect that we're getting here, it amps up at certain times and then it turns down sometimes too. It's weird. I don't know what it's based on. I don't know if it's a timing thing. But yeah, definitely it is. I feel like someone has control of it and turns it up or down. And my biggest fear is that it's going to be on a massive level one day, because this is sort of like an experimentation phase, and one day it's going to be on a grand spectrum to where we have zero privacy. Not even our thoughts can be private. It reminds me of that Tom Cruise movie where people are being arrested from people from cops in the future, because they were going to one day and commit a crime. Where they never did it yet, so that was completely unfair. But yeah, Definitely they turn it up and down. So here's an example of this commercial. I don't know what they're selling here. But as I walked by that man, and I was like, man, I should have got his number. Man, I should have invited him to church. It's called prospecting. I didn't do it. I failed. And I was kind of beating myself up about it because I'm usually really good at doing it. But for whatever reason, I didn't do it. Sort of like a writer's block situation. You just got to, I don't know. You got a sort of a mental block. And as I was walking to the car, here comes this commercial again. I don't know what they're advertising, but they said maybe you're a prospector. Prospecting is not even a common name that is used, in sales, yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, how would you, if you were going to shoot a commercial on to me based on something that you saw or heard me do, why would it be that in that word? That's something that I know to be called prospecting. Other people might say recruiting. It's just funny, very funny. So again, the mind probing continues. Here's an example of a person. As I was driving through to Walmart and I was looking for a parking space, I saw a mailman come out of the Walmart and he had about 5 cases of what I thought was Coca-Cola. And I'm like, damn, that guy's got a lot of soda. It wasn't 5, it was a lot more. I'd say 10 or 15. He had his cart filled with 12 packs of soda, which I was mistaken. It wasn't soda. It was actually bubbly, the red bubbly, which I thought, was strawberry, but I thought it was 12 packs of Coca-Cola. And as I'm getting out the car, here comes the YouTube commercial with this guy right here. And what was a YouTube commercial? It was a Google Chrome tab. And it said here, this guy right here with all this soda saying, I drank 30 cans of Pepsi for 20 years at a whopping $8,600 annually. Man, how funny is that, right? Moving on. We were getting ready to go up to Washington, and I was planning on taking my expensive camcorder, a premium camcorder. And I was thinking the only thing I really need is more space on my memory card. So I was, editing and removing files before we went up there. And I get this YouTube commercial. Well, actually, as I was thinking it, before I got to removing stuff, I get this suggestion from Google Chrome again, about this 1.5 terabyte micro SD, which is really cool. I do want one. But regardless, here is them suggesting things to me based on my thoughts. I have a lot of projects going around the house. I like to do carvings. I like to do some wood carvings, glass etching. I'm starting to get into stone. I'm starting to learn about that. So everywhere I go, I'm finding stones to take home. I got some from Utah. I got some from Pendleton, from Dana Point. I got some from a few beaches around here in the coast. And I got some from just random parks and stuff like that. So I got little stones all over the place. Let me see if I can. Nah, I thought I had some over here in my drawer. Anyways, there's, as I was thinking about this project that I have as I'm collecting stones all over everywhere, and I already lost track. I'm supposed to keep track. Okay, these stones came from Lake Elsinore. These stones came from Dana Point, right, or Long Beach, or whatever. I lost track of it, but I still wanted to learn how to identify stones. I'm still new to the stone realm, right? And here goes Twitter, right? As I was thinking about one of my new projects with my Dremel to start carving stones into little statues and whatever I wanted to carve into, designs into it, I get this commercial to identify any rock, right? So this AI technology knows that I have a Dremel that I'm using to carve stones, and I didn't know stones, like that, but it's offering me this suggestion for this app to identify any rock, which is, there's also a plant one too, right? So what do you think about the mind probing, guys? Do you think I'm spot on with it, or do you think I'm stretching? I can tell you right now, I've told you nothing but 100% the truth from what I experience, and because I think it's strange and kind of eerie, I decided to share it with you. So there's that. All right, the computer is mind probing. Now here's the thing: as I was preparing, I get some from today. Here's an example. All right, as I'm getting ready to share this stuff with you guys, I get more examples straight from YouTube and Google Chrome. If I open up a new tab on Google Chrome, I'll just go through it and I'll look and I say, man, I was just thinking about that today. Man, I was just looking at this today. Man, I was just thought sometimes it's stuff that we say. Definitely there's stuff that we say that triggers this stuff, right? Zen Win says I'm spot on. Appreciate that. Right. And so let me share with you stuff that will just be my last set of slides. Um, just today, right? Just today, as I was getting ready, I get some more examples of how the internet is reading my mind and showing me these examples. So if you watch Ceiling Fan Man, I was in and out of his last episode on Friday, right? And that's usually how I view people with the long streams, is I'll be watching until I got to do something with the kids or with my wife or my family, whatever I got to do, and I'll put it down and I'll rewatch it later. I was there in the live, but I was in and out. But this morning I was rewatching as I was doing laundry and vacuuming our room. And as I was thinking about stuff, Ceiling Fan Man was talking about this body art that they have, that were touring the museums. If you know Ceiling Fan Man, you know what I'm talking about. In his last episode, he was talking about how they have these bodies at the museum, these wax bodies, or some of them were real, and so it was just like a body without the skin, where you can see all the organs, veins, bones, and stuff. Uh, Very weird, right? Very weird. And he was saying it's almost kind of like satanic, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, he's right, you know what I'm saying? But as he was talking about it, I was saying, man, we had one just down the street on Beach Boulevard, and it was right there next to Knott's Berry Farm. And I was, just in my head, I'm replaying, and I'm like, wow. So that thing was there in Anaheim, and I said, wait a minute, that's not Anaheim, that's Buena Park. Knott's Berry Farm is not in Anaheim, it's Buena Park, and that thing was right next to it. So, as you know, so here I'm just letting you know my thoughts, right? And then I get this. Let me make this bigger. Here is a commercial from Google Tabs. Well, not a commercial, news from Google Tabs, KTLA Channel 5. Multiple fights, but no gunfire at Knott's Berry Farm, right? And that's a statement by the police, right? Again, I was just thinking about Knott's Berry Farm because Ceiling Fan Man was talking about the body art exhibition exhibit. And in my thoughts, I'm thinking about, where was it at again? Where's it at? Was it Anaheim? And I'm thinking in my head, no, it's Buena Park. Here we go, Buena Park PD, right, showing up in Knott's Berry Farm. Right? Why is that in my feed? I didn't search anything about Knott's Berry Farm. I don't search anything about Buena Park. It's not really close to my city. It's a few cities down. It's not something that I think about often at all, not on a daily basis. Nothing I really thought about lately, except for that time where City Fan Man show was playing this morning. All right. So there's an example of how fresh and how fast this AI technology works. Why did I take this? I did watch this a couple of days ago. Okay, this. Scientists have picked up on a radio signal heartbeat billions of light years away. This stuff is just nonstop propaganda, nonstop indoctrination. Okay, and I was just thinking about it, how stupid this is. You got a radio signal that traveled that far. Really, when I lose cell phone, I lose cell phone coverage on the hill. I live on a hill, and when I drive over the hill, I lose my cell phone coverage. But you guys can get a radio signal, a heartbeat of a radio signal from billions of light years away. How do we even measure a light year? Right? It says that a distance that the light can travel in a year. How would you measure that? Because 1 second, they say the light can travel 7 times around the Earth. That's from what I remember from school. And you're telling me that you can measure light years, billions of light years away, and you got a radio signal coming that far? I mean, that sounds crazier than the internet reading my mind. Right? This morning, I ate a donut. My brother-in-law bought a dozen donuts for the house. All right, and I ate a donut, and it was good. It was delicious. Right? And so here they go, suggesting to me this is Google Chrome. All right. Best thing I ate, minimalist donuts in town, downtown Brea. Why are you talking about donuts? Is it because I ate a donut today? I definitely did not search one. And let's see. Oh, this is in the wrong folder. Elon Musk's dad, 76, confirmed second child, secret second child with his stepdaughter. I don't really talk about the news because I don't watch the news, but I do know there's a lot of people that look to Elon Musk and they value him and they hold him to a high, you know, prestige level. This, uh, they damn near worship the guy. I'm here to tell you that that man's a distraction. He's there to capture your hearts, and he's really just a fool. And you're looking at his dad, 76, having a child with his own stepdaughter. All right, first of all, disrespect to the institution of marriage and family. And secondly, it's there to be drama to distract you. I'm not sharing this article with you because I like to gossip, and not at all. Because I'm all about those stories, not at all. I could give a damn what these people do with their life. I just want them to stay out of mine. Stay off my screen. Stay off my television. Stay off my news. I don't care about these people because they don't care about us. They're just there to distract us and teach us fake stuff about space. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is because there's people who I want to wake up who value Elon Musk so much. They hold him in high regard. And I'm like, really? Like, this is almost idol worship. Like, come on. You gotta get, these. You don't see that this is a family that's gonna. There's just layers and layers and layers and layers of weirdness that are there to distract you. Just like these other things that are going on. How there's a war that nobody cares about anymore. It was just a flavor of the week. I mean, everything that happens is just a flavor of the week. That's how the news works. And because we have things like TikTok that keep our attention span real short, we're just going to keep looking from one story to another story to another story. I'm here to tell you, you got to stop paying attention to this stuff. This is all bullshit that's there to distract you and keep you from the truth. And that is the truth of Yah, the truth of God, right? That we are in good hands, that we don't have to worry about nothing. All right, now this guy right here, like whatever they do is whatever they do. Let us not pay attention. It reminds me of The Simpsons. One of their Halloween specials where the giants were tearing apart the city and everybody was getting scared, and more giants started showing up, and all the mascots started becoming alive, and they were tearing apart the city. And I think it was Lisa who figured it out. Like, they just want our attention. And so they're telling everybody, stop looking at them, stop paying attention. And when they stopped looking, the demons or these creatures were obviously demonly possessed, right? Uh, all these mascots, they started trashing the city more and more and more, trying to get more attention. And they're telling everybody, like, hey, stop looking at them, don't look at them, don't look at them. And that's when they started to shrink in size and went back, down to, you know, whatever size they were, little tiny things. And that's what I'm here to help people with is, to help people realize that these things are just there to capture your attention, and you don't need to waste your time doing it. You don't. There's things that you need to focus on, like you. Well, first of all, your God, Yahweh, and just make sure that you are in good standing with Him, right? So I'm gonna close it out right here, but if anybody has a prayer request, please drop it in the comment for me, and I'll definitely lift you up in prayer. And please know that I'm not here to spread fear. I'm not here, this is not one of those channels where we spread fear porn. Not at all. This is here to help people to stay awake, to be aware, to know that there are things out there that are involved with they're involved with magic and spell casting, and I'm here to break that for you. I'm here to help you break out of it, right? So you can become awoke, alive, and self-sustaining, and trusting in God, and that that you have, someone who cares about you in Jesus, right? That's my ultimate goal. That is the number one truth, that Jesus is the way, right? And I'm here to tell you not to worry, not to fret. Don't worry about the enemy. I mean, I'm here to point it out. I'm here to point it out, but I'm also here. See, independent many love hearing what's on your mind and what you're discerning. Thank you very much. Yeah, I I'm not a perfect person, not at all, right? Definitely not perfect. I definitely have faults. Ask my wife, she'll tell you everything. But or ask my children, they'll tell you too. I definitely have things that I struggle with. One thing I do not struggle with at all is dealing with the fear that is being dealt through the news, through mainstream media. I definitely am aware that there are certain mindsets that have been taken on that, like this whole weakened generation, the weakened man, the weakened family structure, the weakened marriage structure. I see that, there is straight disrespect for the Constitution or for the institution of marriage, right? That is in this new culture that we have today. There is a disrespect for parents, right, from the children, and the schools are definitely not supportive of the parents, right? They're definitely in favor of some weird stuff. The devil has his hands in everything, right? And I'm just here to be a watchman to help people look at and be, have discernment. I'm here to help people to wake up and realize that, yeah, though you don't, knowingly worship Satan, your lifestyle says otherwise, and we have to turn the truth. The Bible talks about it, that there's going to be those that hate the truth and they hate God and they will never see the truth. And I can't just sit there and just watch you just live life. I can't sit there and watch people continue to have their children watch Disney without at least warning them. I said it already today. I'm not going to get everybody to cancel their Disney subscription, but I can get you awareness to raise up your level of awareness. I'm sorry, I can get you to help raise your level of awareness. Why can't I finish that sentence? Raise your level of awareness. Here's the thing. If you watch sports, you're being distracted. If you have the awareness of what's really going on behind the lines and that it's not really, it's all scripted, it's not real, and it's all there with an agenda, then guess what? The enemy is going to struggle to take you down, struggle to push the narrative, struggle to push the agendas on you, right? Because you are fully aware. That goes with sports, that goes with dramas, that goes with movies, right? I mentioned the Marvel movies that I very much love to watch, and because I'm aware, I don't get affected the way that the devil wants to affect people by using media, right, and movies and stuff, because I'm aware, because the Bible does say, "Let us not be ignorant to the devices of our enemy, lest he take advantage of us." All right, and so we've got to be aware. I know there's people that say, why point it out, and the right answer is because other people don't see it. You see, other people don't see it, and until someone, smacks them across the head, like, "Hey, wake up, wake up! Look what you're doing. Look what you're showing your kids. Look what you're exposing your family to." Until somebody does it, they're just going to be stuck in that phase. They're going to be stuck in that spell. Somebody did it for me. John Ramirez, Pastor John Ramirez, he did it for me. We got to be vigilant. We got to be careful. So that's all I got for you guys today. I got some stuff that I want to share later on. I definitely still want to break down the movie, a couple Disney movies, perhaps. Let's see. Independent Manny says, "I can't watch movies without seeing the agendas they push." Now, exactly. What was the latest? We just finally watched Strange, right? The new Strange movie. And the young girl, tells a story about her origins. And, she's from a planet or a reality where she has two mothers. And I was like, okay. Yeah, keep it going, Disney. Same here. Says Zen AZ. She had the pride flag and, was there to represent the alphabet crew. All those letters. I don't remember the order of it, and I don't want to. Yeah, I don't even want to acknowledge it, but it's all there. It's all there right in front of us, guys. All right, and so as long as you are aware, I strongly believe this. Yeah, I can't take all the music and movies away from you, but I can get you to be aware. So Somebody's getting pulled over outside. This is Los Angeles. All right, guys. Peace be with you all. Stay vigilant. One goal I set for myself is start reading the Bible, right? And I encourage you to do the same. Let us find truth there. And whatever version, God will speak to us, right? I watched Family Guy with my kids tonight. The bad guy is literally oil. Oh, they're pushing us to get into electric cars, huh? Wow. Electric cars are no good. They're no good for you. Self-driving vehicles, stay away from them. The more tech you have in your vehicle, the more of a death trap you have on your hands. The more of a death trap you put your children in as you're headed down to the store. Trust me, it's all bad. It's all bad. Try to get an older vehicle if you can. Not too much tech, right? Yes, I'm trying to be in the Word more too. Absolutely. I can't believe I went so long in life without properly reading the Bible from front to back in its entirety, and grasping every chapter, every book. I need to be a Bible nerd. I need to be, because that's where I will find the wisdom of God to continue to lead and be an influencer, right? As we help people to figure out this truth. I'm trying to be in the Word. Yep. So one day at a time, you know what I'm saying? What I'm doing is I use my Bible app, my King James app, and it has the audio version in it. So I just pick a chapter and it'll read, and I can turn off my phone or close my phone and shut it off, and it'll still keep reading. It'll still keep playing. So it's pretty cool. Definitely helped me out. So I'm reading Matthew chapter 5 right now, right? And so very cool lessons from Jesus. And I'm trying to do it slowly, methodically, and that way, just learning from the master, Jesus. What's your view on Enoch and the removed books? Oh man, the Apocrypha. Definitely, I'm upset that this, all that stuff that was taken out. There's verses in regular Bibles that were taken out, like the book, like NIV was taken out. There's verses that are taken out that kind of take away from the full story. I mentioned that in my last episode with Brother Scott. But yeah, I believe in Enoch and the Apocrypha. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what Bible verse it is, but it says that no man should take or add to the Word of God. They've already taken from the Word of God, right? They've taken all these books out of the Bible for what? Who was there to decide that? What man has the power? What man has the authority to do that? I mentioned Sunday's not the real Sabbath, and somebody said, "Oh, well, this David should know. These people got together, to decide." And I'm like, who gave them the authority to change the Sabbath? Where in the Bible does it say that one day God was going to give the authority to a certain man or a certain group of men to change the day that we rest, right? To change the Sabbath. So when it comes to the book of Enoch and other books being taken out, what man has the authority? Jesus did. If anybody in the whole history of man was going to have the authority of God, I would say it would be Jesus. And Jesus didn't do it. So why would someone else decide to do it? That's all newer to me. I think I need to dive in. Absolutely. This is, Alex Jones. I don't watch him, but the name of his show, of his product is perfect. Infowars. This is a war of information, and the devil's gonna be working and doing good as long as people do not read their word. Because when they don't read their word, they're unequipped. They are ill-equipped to face the enemy. And that's why we got a bunch of pansies now. You know what I'm saying? You can't say a lot of stuff because you got the pansies that are, gonna that are ruining this world, with their paradigm, with their thinking. And so, yeah, we definitely need more strong men to step up, and women. to step up and get in on the word of God. We need more soldiers. We need more warriors. I should be a lot stronger right now. I should have known the Bible from front to back by now. I just allowed myself to get distracted. But yeah, read the Bible in its entirety, and I would say read the Bible first, and then get to Enoch and the rest of the Apocrypha. So yeah, that's what I got, you guys. You know me, I'll be in the chat of many live streams. I'm always, as I'm doing stuff throughout the day, I'm always in somebody else's live stream, just hanging out in the chat, putting in my 2 cents. So let's see where we are tomorrow. Tomorrow we got church. Continue to be prayed up, continue to repent, read the word of God, and stay vigilant, question everything. God bless you. Love you. Peace.